I love the...
Good morning, Midnight's Edge fans. We're here to tell you that we have so much more to offer you now at our Mixed Tees store. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed or wherever you need it. So head on over to Mixed Tees now and get all your apparel and goodies from Midnight's Edge.
Get up, wake up, this is your final warning. It's time for midnightsedge in the morning. The gang is ready to go and it's time for the show. It's time for midnightsedge in the morning.
Good morning.
Indeed. Good morning. Greetings, everyone. We got a silent...
Can't breathe in this thing. Oh, no wonder
Okay.
Mikey breathes so heavy. It's like, holy crap, can't breathe. Good morning and happy Halloween, everybody.
Indeed.
I love the Mikey's Bucky's shirt there. It's like Bucky's and
nice?
Mikey's. Yeah, it's like that. Look at that. Delicious.
Carving the old pumpkin.
And I've
That's what he's
heard-
doing.
It sure is low. That's really low on the shirt.
For a second there, it looked like he was wearing like a Mickey Mouse trouser, you know, like the red one with the yellow buttons.
Yeah. Like some jammies.
Yeah.
And then Paul is a witch, as usual.
That's right. Hello, my fellows. Good to see you.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah, well, maybe he's the witch from Insidious, because that was a dude anyway. That was like a trans witch, very ahead of their time.
No, I'm the witch from the Bitcher.
Now just say the power of many.
That's right. That's right.
The power of scissoring.
Lots of
we
scissoring
have
in The Witcher.
we have the boss man Andre here, of course. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing excellent. Greetings, everyone. It's a busy day when you got young kids, and for me, it's already afternoon, so I have to like get ready to start taking the kids places.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which costumes are most popular this year.
I think, K-pop Demon Hunter seems to be the big deal, as far as I understand it.
So we covered the top 15 Halloween costumes of the year, and the 6 of the top 10 were K-pop Demon Hunters, and then I think it was another 2 in the above between 10 and 15, and no Disney anything.
Wow.
Finally.
So
not even Bluey, right?
nope, not that I saw. Well, that's not. It airs on Disney Plus, but it's not a Disney show, so
Kind of like
Slime
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also have Marvin here from that Park Place and all that business. How you doing?
and Geeks and Gamers. Doing great. It's been a busy couple of weeks over at that Park Place and Geeks and Gamers, but we are carrying on and prevailing. I didn't have time to put a costume together. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I just thought you were Brett Ratner.
Yep.
I get that a lot, actually.
Steven Spielberg.
Pretending to be,
I called you
Brett
something
Ratner.
behind the stage, and I won't repeat it because you won't.
I actually did hear it, and it was really
It
hurtful.
rhymes with tag.
Slag?
No.
Something like that, yes.
Rhymes
we
with
also-
Iker.
Yeah, we also have from Transylvania, Mr. Scribe Darkness, blah.
I am Count Scribula. I have come to suck your blood, specifically Mr. Chato's blood, because it's Hungarian, just like home.
Mindenki kell berúdni mostanában.
Did he just raise
Goulash!
a demon?
I
no,
know
he
what
just-
what I said won't get you kicked off.
Klaatu Verata Nicto.
I didn't say
Speaking
every
some proper
single little
Dracula right
syllable, but
there.
yeah. And we also have Mr. Chris Brawley. How you doing, Chris?
Hello, everyone. Yes. Well, I'm not Theo Kojak today or Blofeld. Today I am Inspector
Clouseau.
Clouseau.
What
Oh,
is
I
a
have to
Clouseau?
say, I do appreciate it. I mean, that's going classic, going old
That is
school. I
classic.
like it. Yeah.
That is great.
I needed a little more hair. I do have a wig upstairs for tonight's costume party, but a wig on a bald man never looks right for some reason. So
If you put you could go as One Punch Man with
What?
a bald head.
that's true. Yeah.
I would
I
love
do
to
have
go
a
out on
Blofeld
Halloween.
jacket, one of those really nice black, just kind of it's got a collar, it folds across the front. But
But
the
do
wife
you have
wanted to
a
be-
white, really furry pussycat? Because
well,
that's
she is
also
going to be a
what
Pink
people
Panther,
do.
so
Oh.
Mm.
she's got the goods, and she's a good-looking lass. So we should.
Wow.
It will make me look good.
Tight Pink Panther outfit.
Tail and got the little cat ears and the whiskers.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Anime cat girl. That
man, I'm
turns on
really
a lot
living
of
the
guys.
charmed life. She couldn't find that Sydney Sweeney dress though, so.
Oh man. Woo.
Oh,
Whoa.
we also have
That is a
Paul
woman who
joining us.
knows.
Paulie.
Oh my god.
Ah!
I thought I was going to be Polly today.
There's only one me, baby. Don't be
That's
trying
true.
that shit.
That's true. It's a costume. I'm appropriating.
Yeah, you really are with your pirate earrings and your bigote. Happy Halloween, everybody. Feliz pre-Dia de los Muertos. Let's do it.
My hat's off to you, sir.
Yeah, I don't know how long I can do this because
No, that looks hot.
I can't
Yeah.
drink water, but I'm doing it for the midnighters.
Is that a lucha libre mask?
No, this is a calavera mask.
Okay.
It's like a real hard shell.
Ah. Not the
Chato
soft.
offended everyone again.
I got
I
this
love the
at,
lucha libre outfits.
I've had this for a few years, so and I thought this would be better than putting on the other masks I have are from like Mandalorian and shit like that.
Wow.
So
That's so passe.
I appreciate y'all in the chat. What's up? What's happening? What's happening? But yeah,
We're glad you're here. What a full
I think
panel.
it's
very
neat
glad.
that we all want to have fun with Halloween, yet there's movements afoot to ban it. Like it's one thing that we have fun with. It's just the fun suckers out there
Like
driving.
in
us.
Canada?
Oh yeah, we've got all sorts of schools that apparently it's too scary for a certain segment of the population now, and so we have to cater to this segment.
I was
of the
trying to
population.
go to Tim Hortons to get a Timbit. I walk outside my house and there's a skeleton right there going boo. When's it gonna stop, Trudeau?
That's right. Well, we don't call them Tim Hortons anymore. We now
No.
call them Sing Hortons.
Trudeau's off running around the world with Katy Perry now.
Katy
He's-
Perry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
Astronaut.
that.
Professional astronaut, Katy Perry.
There
Indeed.
were rumors that him and Katie were a pair prior to the divorce.
Oh, a little affair going
I guess
on.
anything to get rid of the rumors that his father was Fidel Castro.
Oh, those rumors aren't going anywhere. I mean, he's a chip of the old block. So yeah, no matter who he banks, those rumors ain't going anywhere.
They ain't going nowhere. No.
Well, we're glad he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, a portion of the population is glad he's gone.
Carney's
a
so
huge
much
amount.
better, right?
There's Carney, for all intents and purposes, is better. And apparently, you Merkins, Mr. Trump, there lost a thing in the House of Congress and Senator thing about tariffs.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I got hung up on us being called Merkins for a second. I was like,
Merkins.
I'm just waiting on your postal workers to get back to work. What the heck,
We
man?
haven't noticed any difference.
You're not shipping from here to Canada. Then,
no
my
mail
friend.
to us anyway.
No, our postal workers are just on a rotating strike. Stuff is going out.
Okay.
I just shipped some Frantic CDs and DVDs to fans. So it's still a business. People are asking for real, live, physical copies of stuff from the Frantics.
Oh my gosh.
Very cool.
It is cool. But this is a great time of year, and
Yeah.
we should all enjoy it. And if you have kids, enjoy the kids having fun.
I think Jason would
Christmas trees up
agree that
tomorrow.
physical media is still king.
Yeah, earlier this week when we had Alejandro and the Unexpecteds, I got a lot of emails of people, of midnighters. Polly, send me the link. I want to support and buy the DVD. That was great. That was really cool. And
That was a fun interview. I'm glad to support the project.
My my DVD should be getting here any day now. I got an email confirmation the other day that it had shipped. So,
and to the midnight winners, we sent out a bunch of DVDs a few days ago, and then the vinyl winners and the people that want the autographs, Alejandro will get to it this coming week. But great response, Andre. Great response with the midnighters, with people in the chat,
Yeah, that's
physical
fantastic.
media, and supporting something original and fun. Who
Yes,
knew?
indeed.
And he's such a nice guy.
He's a dick, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
Well, that's the you
Well
behind the
played,
scenes.
So how do you think the game's going to go tonight, Polly?
Well, no matter what, we need to hit. We're not hitting. And it's been 3 games it's been a lot of innings. We have our best pitcher from Japan playing. So
He's a killer.
he's a killer, but they can't rest just on him. So I'm hoping game 7 is always awesome. So
I'm nervous.
we definitely we need if I was Toronto, I would want to kill this and end it tonight. But
For sure.
I'm not.
Nobody wants a 7 here.
No. Well, we do.
I know you
Yeah.
do.
But I'll watch it with high anxiety.
It's been a very interesting series. Unexpected. I didn't think Toronto was going to win a single game.
Oh, they're I know we're talking sports ball.
Sorry.
They're grinders. It's a gritty team. It's guts. They got guts. They got moxie. As my girlfriend would say.
So let's get on to the meaty entertainment stuff.
Indeed, let's do. We have a couple of super chats to get us started with before we get into the topics proper. Packing Proton says 47 today. Oh wow! I bet you have some special Halloween memories. What's Bat Tom's favorite scary movie?
It's funny you asked that question. I'm not Jason. I'm Bat Tom. In case you didn't know.
It was waiting for
And this,
that.
sir, is Packing Protons. And he's a very good watcher here at the show. He's here every single day. He always sends in super chats. He's always tagging that Tom guy in stuff on the interwebs. And he's always talking about cartoons and Ninja Turtles, and that Tom guy likes Ninja Turtles. So, I want to say happy birthday to Packing Protons. Pack those protons. And happy Halloween. At least you get candy on your birthday. You know what I got for my birthday? No parents.
That's just wrong.
So your favorite scary movie would then be The Parent Trap.
Oh, that was quick. I need more coffee.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
I'm still here. I'm just dealing with things.
Just
Trauma.
dealing
Trauma.
with the sorrow of his parents. Meanwhile, we're going to move on. Congratulations.
Yes, it's very difficult.
Grimzilla says for $5, happy Halloween and happy 4th birthday to my nephew Cash Purchase. No, seriously, that is his real name. Hit the jackpot there. Wow. Yeah. Well, there's some.
Cash.
There's some names in there. So happy birthday to Cash Purchase, I guess. People are going to wonder what the hell Cash even is when he grows up, but that's a different matter altogether.
That's a hell of a name, Cash Purchase. Happy birthday.
Indeed. And
That's a
then
great name.
Mildred has a question for you, Chato. How long until Netflix hard reboot The Witcher? Now when it has the Timo Witcher and everything, like you have like Timo Hemsworth playing the role.
I think that this will be the last. Well, technically, there's another season of The Witcher.
Yeah.
Technically, they shot 2 Hemsworth versions of it. Hemsworth is not the worst aspect of this show.
Oh no.
I'll give him that. I mean, I know everybody wants to hate on.
I
the
don't know
guy,
that
but
wig. That wig.
I think everyone is very well aware that the writers are the worst aspect of the show.
100%.
But then, of course, you always had the same writers, but with Hemsworth, at least he kind of like looked the part a little bit, so you could get like.
No, you mean Cavill?
Cavill, yes, sorry, Cavill. With Cavill, he kind of like looked the part a little bit more, and I'm sure people wouldn't have minded Hemsworth, the Timo Hemsworth, if he was cast originally and you had no one else to compare him with. But he is now stepping in the shoes of Cavill.
Yeah,
which
but
makes
that's
him
a
poor
personal
man's
issue.
replacement.
I'm telling you, Hemsworth is not the reason to hate this show.
What is the reason?
The showrunner.
Because it's not The Witcher anymore. It's actually the Yennefer show.
Of course.
One would argue it always was.
Yes, but it's now confirmed.
Well, and I get what Paul's saying. I mean, I don't like it when actors are a little scabby and they take over another role for somebody else. But in this case, it's not Hemsworth's fault. You can't blame him for the shit show that already was. You know, he just showed up.
Yeah, Cavill was pushed out of the show basically by the end of season 2. So Marvin is right. But you could have argued, was it the series show? Is it the Yennefer show? But I think this season pretty much solidifies the fact that it was the Yennefer show, because the series parts of it are silly. They're inconsequential. Who cares? Again, the whole thing is just a disaster. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch. It's gotten into what I would call Wheels of Time territory. It's as bad as that.
I'd be surprised if they do anything with it after its contracted seasons are up for a long time. Maybe some animated stuff in between. They might be able to pull one of those off.
Someone posted that Hitchrith, the showrunner. Hisrich actually turned down Netflix's request to run the show 2 to 3 times, and then they convinced her that, well, no, she should just do her version of it. So that's what she's doing. So it's Netflix's fault. I mean, we can crap on Hisrich all we want, but it looks like it's Netflix management that mismanaged this. So
I wouldn't be the first time.
We've been hearing for years now that they have just a hatred of the source material. And so I recently got some word from somebody that was kind of close to the situation that said, no, that's 100% true. They hate the source material. They don't want to hear about what's in the books. They don't want to hear about what's in the games. They just want to do their own girl power thing.
Well, and didn't we kind of get that already from Henry Cavill? Pretty obvious. I mean,
yeah, he hinted at it, but
Well, he was battling against the showrunners for. I keep thinking about that scene with like roaches dying.
Yes.
And and the showrunners wanted to add in some Marvel disarming humor to the situation, to what is supposed to be a decidedly meaningful and tragic event, and he was like, "No, we're not going to do that." And it was one of the few wins he got on the set of like trying to maintain the spirit of the original works, but he was pushing an uphill battle the whole time.
It's so funny that you get an opportunity to do a show and you get an opportunity to have a star of Cavill's stature and commitment, and then you just shit all over it.
Yeah, and somebody who actually cared about portraying the character because he was a fan of the source material.
But it's in the end, why did Netflix insist that Hisrich should be the?
Because Netflix is an ideological hive. They've been an ideological hive for years now, and so it wasn't. So I mean, you characterize it as mismanagement. I would say that from the beginning, that was their desire to do that. I mean, we see it as people who can appreciate, if not directly as fans, but as people who understand fans, how this is a complete disaster. But from the get-go, they were like, okay, so we got Henry Cavill, and he's going to be our delivery mechanism for the message.
Right.
Yeah, we're measuring different things here. We're just measuring different things, right? They got the DEI hiring that they needed to get, so that's the win. Whether or not the fans like it is irrelevant. The contracts are signed, the checks are flowing, Netflix is
virtue has been signaled.
Yeah, virtue signaled. That is the measurement by which they are rating this a success. Cavill probably cost too much anyhow, and he'd become a liability because he was too attached to the lore. So
I feel so bad for Cavill because he's such a nerd, right? And he's getting these big nerd roles, and he's probably so excited. And every single one of them crashes and burns. Not one of them does things correctly or the way he would want to do them clearly. And yeah, the poor guy, he's gonna come to the point where he's just not gonna take those roles anymore, I think. Yeah. What's next? Warhammer?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Warhammer thing. Part of it, I'm worried for that as everybody else is. But in the Hisrich interview, it was interesting how she talked about how it was a weird thing. The article compared, and I think Paul brought this up earlier, how it was compared to Game of Thrones, and how we're not making the same mistake of Game of Thrones. We're not going to go past the written works in our show as Game of Thrones did. And I'm like, it would be fine if you had actually adhered to the written works in the first place. But let's not even mention, I guess, Blood Origin. Oh yeah, we're not going to go beyond the books. We're going to make up our own Witcher, and just not even mention anymore because it was such a disaster. It was a nonsense statement that she made. It was just.
Blood Origin was so bad that they cut down 8 shows down to 6 and just trashed it as quickly as possible. Yeah. And then Lauren apparently didn't learn any kind of lesson from that.
They never learn lessons.
I guess as long as they're getting money and they get their lunches paid for, I guess it's, it really doesn't, mean anything. Yeah, but I have to blame Netflix for this. It's too bad.
Well,
again, truth be told, in the first season, I was actually kind of happy the way they handled Yennefer, and they gave her a really good, meaningful start to it because Geralt and Yennefer are an item. So to be able to build both of those characters up so they're both meaningful, so when they do get together, it becomes an important pairing, which it is in the books, and then their separation should be meaningful. All those things become important, but instead they decided to just jettison Geralt. Do them both. Like, what is wrong with keeping both of those balls up in the air? Like how, or both of Geralt's balls up in the air.
And all about juggling balls.
Yeah, well, I
am them.
Despite saying they didn't want it, Netflix is now exploring buying WB. So
that is some talks.
They're back in.
They're back in. They hired a financial consulting firm to explore their options and got access to all of Warner Brothers financials. So it looks like they're back in the game.
So what kind of fit does everyone here think a Netflix Warner Brothers combo would be?
I still don't think it's going to happen.
No, but what's your thoughts if it did?
If it did,
we all know we're getting the Snyderverse back.
Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
I was just making a stupid joke. I said, well, we all know we're getting the Snyderverse back, of course.
Oh, immediately. Yeah. No, because the thing that they're going to be like is, the one thing that's going to save DC? The guy that killed it in the first place.
Yeah.
And the guy that's done a series of shitty movies for us that nobody likes. We're going to give him this valuable asset. Let's do that.
That rip-off Star Wars / movie, whatever the hell it was called.
You know what?
That thing could have made $1 billion.
Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
I have to say The Witcher is at least marginally watchable. Rebel Moon, I wanted to put railway spikes in my eyes.
Just think about it in these terms. If Warner Brothers gets acquired by Netflix, you're going to have the sensibilities that gave us The Witcher, the sensibilities that gave us Rebel Moon, the sensibilities that gave us this House of Dynamite movie that goes nowhere, running DC, running any other property out of Warner Brothers you can think of, and making those decisions as to what we're going to see. It's going to be, mild ideological filtering extraordinaire with important properties and IPs. I think
the bigger question is, what is Netflix's designs in Warner Brothers? Do they actually want to get into the theatrical game big time, full-fledged? Or are they just after it for the IPs? Are they just after it?
Well, they want the library. The library to stream it. Yeah, that's a big thing. As far as like
question. And what are they going to do with stuff like the music side of things? What are they going to do with other things? I don't know, because that's the thing people need to understand. Warner Brothers isn't just a movie studio like Fox was.
No.
They are a huge corporation full of tons of different other things, like entertainment-wise, like music and stuff like that. And that's where I said the Universal deal would cause some monopoly issues if they were to get involved, because Universal already owns a third of the music. So if they were to buy Warner Brothers, that means they'd own over half the music in the world. Not just in the U.S., the world. So that, I think, is a monopoly issue right there. So, yeah.
Well, if they get Warner Brothers, they could make their independent or productions more legitimate through their resources.
Exactly,
which is something they've been wanting to do, because Netflix reasonably has been seen as sort of like the streaming bargain bin for a lot of their production and a lot of their Netflix exclusive movies and things. If they could make Warner Brothers their vehicle into the actual cinematic world, they could buy that as a tack on kind of thing. They'd ruin it, but they could do it.
Netflix doesn't need a studio. See, that's the problem I have here with this, and this is where Andre was 110% right with his analogy when the streaming wars was the world's dumbest format war. Because Netflix already was the format, right? Look, that was home video. It doesn't matter that another company owned it or what have you. It doesn't matter. At that point, home video is gone, and that is your avenue. So you're no longer making movies on tapes sold or discs sold. You're making money on how much Netflix is giving you. And if they are a studio as now part of the game, that money is gone. And that's what they've learned over the last few years with this whole streaming war thing is, we want one of those. And they've literally become the underwear gnomes, where they just think they're going to profit without realizing where the profit was coming from all that time. And you can't sustain that with just your own subscribers, because if you have 20 different options, nobody's going to stick with just one or two, or nobody's going to watch all of them. They're just going to stick with one or two of them, and that's it. And they're going to hop around the other ones. We've already seen this. I guarantee you 80% of our audience does the same thing. I guarantee you most of our panel does the same thing, unless they're smart enough to just write it all off on their taxes, or they make enough like Paul. Like, that's the thing. They destroyed the one thing they had that made sense at the time. Like, okay, if you're going to kill home video, the best thing to do is treat Netflix like the new video store.
Right.
And then make your own streaming services to be your networks. Not your hub for everything, just your networks. Because you need to keep this. And then what is Zaslav doing? He's separating everything, because the movie studios need to make movies. The TV studio needs to make TV shows. They can't be one and the same, or that's where this problem is. And this is where we need to remind people, or they need to remind people, I'm saying from their perspective, that movies are different than TV shows. And that's one of the things we talk about more and more and more often, is that there's no differentiation. And it's not just how they're shot. It's because of the budgets. It's because of the creative. It's because of the stars. It's because of all these factors that go into this. And the line has been so obscured that this is one of the reasons why we don't have a monoculture anymore. Right? We've said this. People are so scattered everywhere because of social media and these streaming services that as long as a show makes 4 million views, it's considered a hit, when that used to be a tragedy. Right? Like, if a show got 4 million, Paul will be the first to tell you that show's probably not getting a second episode. It's just, maybe they'll give it one more week, and then after that, if it doesn't go up, they're bye.
Which one are you talking about?
Any show, right? Right now, any streaming show, if they get 2-3 million views, that's a big, huge hit. And you know damn well, if a network television, if a show got 2-3 million views, that was laughed out the fucking door.
For contrast, Star Trek Enterprise was canceled when it dipped below 5 million views.
Yeah, but in relative terms, is 4 million views now not a success? Which is scattered and granular a market as there is. A show getting 4 million views amongst all the other flotsam probably is a good sign, relatively speaking.
Well, and they can't be making the type of money they were, yet they're spending 5 times the amount of money they were. That's what we never understood. And Script Doctor and I kept saying all time and time again, what was going to happen with these streaming services is they were just going to become de facto TV because they need the ad revenue because there's no way they can sustain this. There's just absolutely no way.
I've always been curious with as many other streaming services as have been coming up in the last 5-7 years. Does Netflix have the market share and the money to actually make a Warner purchase feasible at all?
Yes.
You think so?
They're
okay.
one of
I don't know their finances.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. Netflix is one of the biggest companies right now trading. Yes. Are they not, Marvin? Yeah. And Paul would know too. Yeah.
No. Oh, their stock is hugely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody's got a shot to come in and just throw money and make this happen, it's Netflix. Compared to Ellison, he's small potatoes in comparison to this.
Do they absorb HBO Max if that goes through?
That's what I'm thinking they're expecting. See, that's the thing is I think this is why Zaslav is part of this. Because I've been saying this since before Zaslav was part of Warner Brothers. And that was because of Discovery Plus being this little engine that could. Because when I went and asked everybody about what services they had, the one thing I noticed, and this was multiple times, people said, oh, we got to have Discovery Plus. I'm like, what do you mean we got to have? It's like, oh, if we don't, the wife will get pissed because we missed this. We're going to miss that. I watched 90 Day Fiance. And it's like, okay, so whatever formula that this Discovery has, they were winning. And I looked into it and it's like, okay, so this David Zaslav guy is the guy who's running this company. And then all of a sudden he becomes the head of Warner Brothers. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense because this guy knows what he's doing on the streaming side of things where Koala basically just destroyed the company. People forget that. Everybody blames Zaslav for everything. It's like people forget he came in when the company was on the brink of just crumbling because Koala had turned it into this piece of shit company. Toby Emmerich had, ran the company into the ground for the last 20 plus years or whatever it was. And they were just spending money left and right like nobody's business. And they had the money to cover it in other ways like Disney did. But it was getting to the point where they were so far in debt that if anything were to happen, like they would have went under really quickly. And they needed somebody like Zaslav to come in and clean up house. And that's what he's done. And I think that's what Netflix and some of these other companies are seeing. Now, whether or not they want Zaslav involved, I don't know. But it seems like HBO Max is probably one of the only ones that's been profitable. And it's mainly, I think, because Zaslav was the first one to say, look, we can't be just producing these shows for HBO Max. They got to be on HBO as well. And that's where I think it started with the Penguin. And ever since then, all their shows have multiple streams of revenue that come in. And I mean, even yesterday, people give shit about, I think it was Chris, I don't know if it was you specifically, but somebody over at Bleeding Fool was giving Warner Brothers shit for the whole Looney Tunes thing. It's like, what? That was one of the smartest moves in history. Pull it down, make everybody freak out, and then you license it out to Pluto or whoever it was, make a mint on it, and everybody's watching it now because they forgot about the Looney Tunes.
Does Tubi have the classic Looney Tunes? Because I was looking for it on there, and I couldn't find it.
I think it was Pluto that did the license, but I thought maybe it was Tubi. Yeah,
it's definitely Tubi. But like the one I found on there was like the Looney Tunes series from like 2013 or something like that.
They got that. You have to dig a little deeper to find the classic stuff. And if you dug down in that article, Tom, I hear what you're saying because I think the tweet was "Who's laughing now?" or whatever, right?
But my answer was just simply Warner Brothers. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. If you dig down in the article, you see that even though it was undisclosed how much the licensing fees were, we're sure Warner Brothers very happy with the arrangement. So,
and these Looney Tunes cartoons are going to start hitting the public domain. Some of them already have.
So, well, what you were saying about Netflix is so on point. But you remember how Netflix started? It was just a DVD delivery, right? The streaming was just sort of secondary. Like,
I used to hate them because they killed rental. That's why I used to hate them. It was like, fuckers.
Yeah. And once you get onboarded to that, it's like any new thing that you adopt. That's sort of the new thing. I think that happened to eventually with the streaming. But you're right that it should have been treated as networks. It should have been treated as networks. But I think from the company's standpoint, it was just like, well, let's go scoop up all this old content that's not getting play anywhere. And we'll use that as a library. We'll just license it for as cheaply as we can. I mean, I used to visit a website the final week every month to see what was leaving Netflix, to see if I had watched it yet. Right. So I did get into that. It had sort of that same TV guide vibe, but that's not there anymore. It's like, oh, well, if Netflix doesn't have it, then HBO Max will have it. And if HBO Max doesn't have it, and on and on and on. And eventually you go, well, maybe Tubi will have it, or Freevee or whatever. Yeah.
It's tiresome. That search for the show is I think one of the things I mentioned, something that Hollywood needs to get together and make the interface for the end user better. Stop fighting amongst themselves. They should be concentrating on the product. And we talked about it already. The Hulu Netflix combo was the best.
Yeah.
All the reruns of the TV shows end up on Hulu. All the movies and maybe, the old reruns like Beverly Hillbillies or whatever ends up on
old TV
Netflix.
shows. Yeah.
And it would be great. And we have only 2 places to go to. It makes sense to us. We've got just a couple of bills to pay every single month. But no, greed. Of course, greed is.
It's all money. You're absolutely right. Nobody's going to do anything for free, right? Because you might go, oh, why don't I use an app that will, I can plug in the kind of stuff that I like. It will check out my ratings on Letterboxd or whatever to see what sort of stuff it might push to me. And I can tell it which apps or platforms I'm already subscribed to. And then it will start suggesting things and tell me which app. And all I got to do is use my remote just to click it, and it'll go to the app for me. It will go where I want it to go. But nobody's going to do that because I'm not going to pay for that added service of this assistant to tell me to go look on my stuff, even though, like Amazon, you remember how bad Amazon's search menu used to be to try to find anything? You didn't even know where the stuff was that you saved. And so there's nothing uniform about it yet. I think once everything you guys are saying is on point, I just feel like we're still kind of in this slightly nebulous area. And that's why there's all this talk going on with Paramount or Netflix potentially buying Warner Brothers Discovery.
We had the option of having a system that would be nothing like anything that had been created before, in the sense that, let's say Netflix owned the second run movie space. It would have given producers of those, and if they gave a split to the original rights holders based on the popularity of those shows and how well the streaming went for each of those shows, that would give an impetus to the original producers to do their own marketing after the fact. Let's say 10 years after a movie that they created is now on Netflix. If they started promoting a movie that was 10 years old, that if successful, encouraged its viewership higher up the chain on Netflix, then you're going to get all these production companies putting money into advertising to get their shows and movies viewed again on Netflix easily. It's just a click of a button. They don't have to buy physical media. They don't have to go anywhere for it. It would have been a much better, a more egalitarian way of watching this stuff, because I love the idea of someone promoting once again Hairspray or something like that, and then it gets popular on YouTube, and then the production company makes now more money on the fact that they put some effort into getting more people to watch it on not on YouTube, well, YouTube also, but I mean on Netflix.
Yeah, like a revival.
Why I wish in many ways YouTube was our centralized system.
What you just explained, Paul, is kind of similar to what they used to do with home video.
Right.
In a way.
Yeah.
Because what would happen is something would come out, like, well, let's say, okay, Jaws 3 came out. Well, of course, they'd spend a bunch of money promoting Jaws 2 and 1. In this case, would be on Netflix instead of home video, right?
Right.
Like, and I agree with you. I think that's so silly that they don't utilize those things anymore. It feels like they don't try to jump on the older stuff like they used to.
Well, there's no mechanism.
There's no mechanism to do it. Yeah.
As you said, there was value in promoting version 2 and version 1 when version 3 was coming out. There was value in that. there's no value in promoting something you made 20 years ago.
Right.
They
And a
have
lot
to
of this
bring that back.
Yeah, and a lot of this happened. Like, and one thing I brought up was like when they killed the vault with Disney, that was the biggest mistake in the world, because now you have a situation where putting Little Mermaid on Disney Plus right next to Little Mermaid 2 and all their other garbage just makes Little Mermaid worthless. You now have made something that was worth much more than all this other crap you had on there worthless, because you just put it right up and next against it. And then on the other side of this, it makes you wonder, where's the money going? Because how is it when Tubi and Pluto and all these companies can give their shit away for free just because they show some commercials, when Netflix and HBO Max keep cranking up their charge every month? And I swear it's getting to the point where they do it every 3 to 6 months. Because I kick off these things every few months, and every time I come back, they're another $3-4 or more expensive. In fact, I canceled HBO Max just because they raised it another $2.
And they're showing commercials on some of these now.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I'm forced to watch them on certain ones too, like the Paramount's the worst. Because every show you watch on there, they force you to watch an ad for one of their other shows, whether you want to or not. You can't even skip it. It's ridiculous. I think maybe you can fast forward, and I haven't tried that yet. But anyhow, the point is like, where's the money going for this? Because yes, it should have been the de facto replacement for network and cable TV, and if you must, home video, right? Because at this point, that's what Netflix was the world's biggest video store, and they screwed that up because they wanted to be the underwear gnomes and think they were going to make profit, like I was saying, when they weren't, because they were now the ones making the product, and they had nobody paying them for that product. The only people paying for that product are the ones right here, us in the audience, the people that are, and you can't sustain that. You just can't.
Tom, you talk about cable, like what's going on now. Disney is trying to be the only name now in live television with the acquisition of Fubo, and now they're basically holding YouTube TV over the coals because they're trying to kill YouTube TV. So now for YouTube TV, they have the choice: either you pay Disney a higher premium that will force you then to raise your price to make your service cost prohibitive, while people flock to Hulu Live TV Plus, or you can lose all your sports.
Well, and they forget why cable was so big, because cable would suck you in. You'd be sucked into a contract for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Yes, Dracula would get you every time, or Scribula in this case. But like, and then the other side of it, is you had the commercials, right? They actually got paid from people, and then we get a lot of money, as Paul will tell you. Like, that was the bread and butter of everything. Like the network ads. Like, I mean, we just talk about the Super Bowl, right? Like, because it's such a big thing that people watch, they're able to sell those ads for multiple $1 million every year, right? Like, that's big ass money. And that money is just gone now. I can't imagine the amount of dollars they're giving up for pennies on streaming. Because even if you have 5 ads running on streaming, that's probably, you make less than what you made on one ad on a network or cable run, I imagine, which is just insane. And we saw this exact thing happen with music. And they just ignored it and let it happen. And this is where a lot of the artists are like, look, when we switched from CDs and radio to Spotify, I'm literally getting pennies to the dollars I used to make. And that's why I got to tour constantly, because if I don't, I got no food, right? Like, and that's kind of where this is kind of gonna get to with movies and television too. They may be spending like drunken sailors now. Yeah. Sooner or later, that money's going to be gone.
What annoys me the most is this slow creaking approach back to understanding that they had it right the first time and they can't reinvent the wheel. Yeah. The streaming services are all consolidated now. The only way to go is to, as you've said, effectively recreate what existed before streaming, but you're just swapping one to the other. And they should have known that ahead of time, because, the window dressing may change, but the styles, they're all effectively the same, at the end of the day. And so the consumer now is caught as the victim of them having to relearn things that were already mastered. And it's really frustrating to watch.
That's true. That's my biggest issue.
And now you have Amazon. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. Do you remember that pretty successful faith-based series from last year, House of David, that Amazon put out? Mm-hmm. Well, now season 2 came out in October, but it's on an Amazon subscription channel called the Wonder Project. So now you have to, and they're doing like a 7-day free access to it, but it's an Amazon sub channel, right?
A sub streaming channel on the streaming service
with a new, yes. And now it's a deal they made with Lionsgate. It's a faith-based situation, but I just wonder how many of those are going to come along where it's like now you can have Prime, but you could also have Freevee, Wonder Project, and all these others, and you're still sort of under this Prime, because what you're talking about is already being effectively done in the Amazon ecosystem, right? Their little branches or whatever. And I know you guys have seen it. You've probably, if you have Prime, you've probably been scrolling along and thinking, oh, I'll watch this. And it's like, oh, wait, I have to pay for something more, like what is the Brit box, I think is something.
Yeah. I can make a sub channel on Netflix right now. I can say, show me horror movies. I mean, that's all it is. It's just a filtration system of this genre of film is now its own sub streaming service that you have to pay extra for. This is
they're just trying to monetize. It's a monetization.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
And they learned that this doesn't really work when they tried to do the DC service that was separate from Warner Brothers, right?
Right.
Like what ended up happening was nobody gave a crap about the DC service because all you got was, mostly all the DC, not even everything, but just some of the DC stuff and access to all the comics. Mm-hmm. But then you had people on the HBO Max side that were bitching they didn't have Superman and other movies that should be on HBO Max. So they just got to a point where they're like, fuck it, we're just going to put them all on one. And it's kind of what HBO Max was smart about doing and Discovery was doing, is they just have hubs on there, right? Like you were just kind of saying, is like, instead of having 12 separate different, streaming services, you have your Turner Classic Movies hub, you have your Boomerang hub, you have, just your separate little hubs for each type of thing. And that's fine with me, but like my problem is the pricing, right? And with cable, it was, it was bad, but it's getting really bad when it comes to this. The only thing we have as a benefit now is we can get out of this stuff without having to worry about the contracts, like I said before. But yeah, but let's keep moving on with the super chats because we haven't even got into the main stories yet. Dark King says, I hate horror, so I hate Halloween. Well, that's too bad, Dark King. I understand that though. That's sad. Action Com says, yeah. Action Com says the Wicked Witch of the Canada. Yeah.
Weird statement about horror and Halloween. No, Halloween is kind of a universal.
That's a good point. We did kind of jump over that.
Yeah, I mean, it's horror and Halloween are not necessarily the same thing. I mean, right now we're more the universal era of, zombies and Frankenstein and Boris Karloff and that's really our
well
now you had the mask, you had Freddy's mask on, that's horror, right?
Jason, but either way, and Michael's for that matter, but I do have Freddy's claws here. But no, the thing that I think is kind of more true to your point, Paul, is that up until probably the more recent 30 years or 40 years, Halloween has become more synonymous with horror films, to where in the past it was just more so the celebration of getting dressed up and going out to Halloween parties and dunking for apples and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I can see Dark King's point, but I can also see your point of there's no need to necessarily make the two one and the same.
No,
right?
and actually,
you can enjoy Halloween and not have to like horror movies at the same time.
We still get a ton of kids dressed up in Star Wars outfits. I mean, it's not all horror. It's and tonight I guarantee you a shit ton of kids will be in their Blue Jays outfit. So it's whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
And Demon Hunter, K-pop Demon Hunter is not horror.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just a dress up. It's a gala, a dress up gala. Have fun.
Yeah,
it's costume balls. They didn't even need Halloween.
For me, the main thing is when I was out walking with my kids is to take a peek inside people's houses and to see how much money they had decorating it.
Oh. Aside from when you usually peek into people's houses for other reasons.
Correct. This time I didn't have to hide in the bushes. I can just that's it. The woman would hand out the candy, or a guy, and I just sort of peek around them and say, "Oh, that's a very small TV. Oh, that couch looks old." That's the wallpaper they picked. Yuck.
Keeping up with the Joneses, eh?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
That's the tile they used. Really?
Well, sometimes my favorite Halloween costumes, Paul, is like the hilarious ones, right? Like,
right.
like the funny, goofy ones. And I saw this video yesterday of a bunch of old folks at an old folks home, and they were having fun dressing up with different things. It was really
the best ones are the ones that they make.
Yeah, like this one old lady, she had a bunch of spices, hanging from her neck, and she's like, "I'm a spice girl," stuff like that. Like they were the old folks were having fun with it. It was really kind of cute and adorable. So it's like there's more to Halloween than just the scary side of it.
Yeah,
right?
Paul should start a new series called like Canadian Eye for the Financially Responsible Guy or something.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's correct.
And then anyway, yes, the Wicked Witch of the North or Canada.
Yeah, that's right, my pretties.
The problem with the Canadian Wicked Witch is she's not so wicked. She's like, "Sorry, I'm going to have to take those shoes, eh?"
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I know you're rather attached to them, eh? I may have to kill you to get them, but I need them, eh?
I'm a subsidized witch. I am government
Tell me, Dorothy, do you have universal health care?
That's right.
I'm always in awe when people, there's certain people that go just above and beyond for their costume, right? Like they've gone way beyond. Like I feel pity for them. Look at this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
I
beyond
appreciate
Oprah.
this kind of detail. Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. Who knows how long it took that fellow to do that, but I would never. I mean, I don't have that much fun at Halloween, right?
Yeah.
It's like a religion for some people, I guess.
Yeah. And then on that note, Mark Fields just says happy Halloween to all of you. Well, thank you, Mark. We appreciate that. And then Captain Phantom Nerd has been a member for 51 freaking months. It's amazing. Thank you, Captain Phantom Nerd.
That's 4 years.
It is. Jason Webster says, the children of Midnight's Edge in the morning, what sweet music they make. Yes. I think he's trying to do Dracula. Yeah. The children of Midnight's Edge in the morning, what sweet music they make. I never drink wine. Action Com says, Tom. Actually, I got the.
I will say yeah.
There you go.
Very good. The Jason house at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal this year is the scariest house in the entire park.
Is it Jason's house or Michael's house?
It's Jason.
You sure?
So it's highly recommended.
Jason Universe, it's called.
Ooh,
they got the Jason Universe thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, because usually Universal has a Halloween.
Is that a precursor to the series at all, or tie-in at all?
It's basically like the entire series because it's every.
No, I'm sorry. The television series, the upcoming TV series, is that a tie-in?
Well, the Jason universe doesn't have anything to do with that, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. See, this is where the separation comes.
I've seen this video. This video is awesome.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Oh, get out!
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. We needed the noises, but yeah.
Yeah.
Autobots, roll
That's
out.
great.
Isn't that great?
That is so cool.
That's super cool.
See, these are parents who love their children.
That
Now,
or
or
they
the
just want to use it.
Transformers or GoBots? Which ones were those, right?
Those are the
Transformers.
Transformers.
Okay.
Chato, is it because they love their children or is it because they love Transformers?
That was the other thing too.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there's really nothing better than a parent transferring their love of something to their kids, not forcing it on them,
Right.
Projecting onto
you know.
them, yeah.
But
Living vicariously.
As long as he wasn't like, no, you did it wrong. Get back down.
that's right, like in the baseball practice.
Yeah.
Like, this
That's
is
not how they
stand.
transform, you idiot.
My old man tried to pass two things that he loved onto me: Bruce Springsteen and baseball, and I took to neither of them.
And the kidney
Oh, Lord.
stone.
You'll never
me so.
regret.
I
You'll never
apologize for
regret
Bruce
skipping
Springsteen.
out on the boss. You'll never.
All I
regret.
ever heard in growing up,
Well,
dude. All I ever
for
heard.
about 3 years, because my daughter's school was on my way to my work and to downtown Toronto, I would drive her for 3 years. For 3 solid years, I got to spend time with my daughter in the car, and which was like just a fantastic time. And for whatever reason, there was a button on the radio on my Mercedes called SC. I never knew what SC stood for, but we would listen to music together, and we shared tastes, and she got to know my 60s and 70s synth pop and heavy metal tastes. But every time we would listen to pop music, and we would and a new song would come up, and we would go, okay, it starts off slowly, but then it's going to kick into what we called the soaring chorus. And then we would go, you know what I mean, where it starts off slowly and then suddenly, right? It gets big, and we would hit the soaring chorus button together. So the SC button on the radio was soaring chorus. So it was just something we did for 3 years together, something we shared. On the other hand, my son didn't care about my musical tastes at all.
Little did you know it was a security button, and there was people on the other end listening to you the whole time, laughing.
Never knew what SC stood for on my.
I couldn't tell you. That's weird.
Maybe someone in the chat can tell me what the SC button was.
Somebody should know. And then Dark King DM'd from some ads for the panel to review, please. Okay, we'll show these. I'm going to have to mute at least the audio portion of some of it because of the songs, or Andre's going to be, yelling at me. But okay, so these are 30-second ads, I guess. I have no idea what this is. Dan Murphy's?
Can I help you find anything? I'm after a gift for my dad. What's the occasion?
Oh.
Okay.
No, you can't have that music. Don't even turn it on.
No. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Christopher Cross.
No, but you'll get.
I didn't say that, but it'll mail us, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
Finding a priceless gift at the right price. Nobody beats Dan Murphy's.
How can I contribute to Dad's alcoholism?
Yeah. Where's Dan Murphy's? Is that Canadian, or what is it?
I don't know it. Never heard of it.
Yeah. Never heard of it.
Wine store.
I've never heard of it.
Chat says that the CS or SC is for sport or comfort. In the C position, you can start those Mercedes in second gear for a much.
No, it was on the radio. Radio thing.
Wrong.
Weird.
Shopping for anything in particular? Dinner at a mate's. Nice. Are they a $19.99 kind of mate or a $39.99 kind of mate?
It's Australian.
Oh yeah, that's what it would be. There you go.
Hi, Bill.
Mute it.
God damn it. I know my thing was on the wrong thing here. I'm like, looking for it.
Just stop touching your thing.
Yeah,
I know my thing is always in the way.
You see, you hit the SC button. That's the problem. Soaring chorus.
You got anything for $10?
It did.
Great value for good mates.
Look at that one. All right.
Okay.
So Dan Murphy's got some free advertisement out of us, and Dark King paid for it. So there you go. Now they want a review.
The first one, I was like, wait, they're praising dads? Clearly, Leslie Headland wasn't involved in this. Don't you know about the inherent misogyny in fatherhood? Like, that's all the Acolyte was about.
So you're saying daddy issues is what it was about?
Oh my gosh, it was daddy issues, it was sister issues, it was mommy, it was every kind of issue imaginable that a human being could have, and Leslie Headland spent $300 million of shareholder money on it.
The Acolyte, right.
Now, if those are newer ads, I'll give them credit for being actually well-written, funny, well thought out. Not something we get out of most ads nowadays. I don't know if Paul agrees or not, but I thought they were... I get the joke. I think it's
First one was sentimental, the second one was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else has any more to say about him, but now I want some wine. Thinking I never drink wine. Thinking Heretic says trick or treat in something scary, an ice agent. Oh, you'll never get any candy. Nobody will answer the door.
There was a story. I think it was in Oregon or something. Some city council official or something went to a pre-Halloween party dressed as an ICE agent, and the next day had to apologize publicly for making light, etc., and so forth. I was like, come on.
Good.
Should they also have to apologize?
Fuck ICE. Fuck them.
Trump.
Did I say fuck ICE? Yeah, fuck them.
Come on.
Fuck eyes? Oh.
Fuck ICE.
Oh, okay.
Fuck ICE.
I like my Scotch neat myself. Thank you.
Chili Willy.
I should mention there is a Hungarian wine called Egri Bikaver, which means translates to bull's blood of Egger.
Who's Egger?
It's a place in Hungary. Produced in Egger, Hungary. So it's wine. It's just red wine, but they call it bull's blood.
Is it good?
Egri Bikaver.
Do you like it? Is it good?
Yeah, it's excellent.
Okay.
It's excellent.
And then we've got Grimzilla, who sends in 20 smackaroos to say Netflix is infamous for calling the show one thing, taking the main character out, or main hero out, in only 2 episodes, making it about some race-swapped lesbian, Scott Pilgrim, Kong, Devil May Cry, Witcher, Motu, Splinter Cell. People know now. What did they do with Kong? Did they do I don't remember them doing a Kong show.
That's not exclusive to Netflix. I mean, Disney Plus is doing that with most of their Marvel shows.
Oh yeah,
in a lot of ways, they'd be undercutting the character in the first 2 episodes, or
I'm waiting to see what they're going to do to screw up Frankenstein, because that movie looks really good.
Which one?
Frankenstein.
Oh, I've heard it's pretty good from the people.
Yeah, I've heard it's great. I mean, they race swapped Victor Frankenstein, but other than that, I can't imagine Elizabeth is going to suddenly be the main character.
What do you mean they race swapped Victor Frankenstein?
Oscar Isaac is Victor Frankenstein. He's not.
No, he's an actor.
Yeah, but Victor Frankenstein is supposed to be, Genovese.
Yeah, but Oscar Isaac is an actor. The race swap is it would have been egregious if it's Victor Lopez. I mean,
Idris Elba.
That's true. He is playing him as Victor
default setting that's just fucked up. You know what I mean? It's here's a guy who actually dropped his last name, Hernandez, because he just wants to be taken as a serious actor. Said, but you can't win, right? Because right, learn at DEI. Let's fucking hire the guy.
It's like
I've heard nothing but good things about this movie.
Oh, I've seen it twice, man. Is
it good?
No, it's incredible. It's the best film of the year. I'm just saying,
is it better than the Kenneth Branagh one?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay. That's my definitive Frankenstein. So
I think Dr. Frankenstein should have been played by Ugly Betty.
Oh, you're both wrong. It's Young Frankenstein, but anyway,
that's the
yeah. I haven't the Motu one. I do remember.
And if I'm annoying people in the chat, good. I don't have to agree with everything that y'all say. I mean, it's what the fuck, dude.
Yeah, Ollie woke up on the wrong side of the coffin today.
Anyway, let's keep going here because we haven't even got to the main story yet. Miller sends in another super chat to say, "Wonder if Starshit Academy registers on Nielsen." I forgot that it was even coming out again.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it now? That's a nice nickname.
I like it.
Is it really?
Yeah. And then this is a big one. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Stoka sends in $50 to make Scribe do the thing.
Well, so if I got, because I asked ahead of time because I wasn't quite sure. I think he knew I was on the show before he realized I was already wearing the costume. And that was the thing that he wanted me to do, is put on the costume. And so he kind of, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Stoka. Stoka's one of my...
Give him some Dracula lines.
Yes. It's like, good morning, everyone. I am braving the sunlight to join you on the Midnight's Edge in the Morning show. We're going to talk about Disney and a vampire more powerful than myself. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Oh, it sucks the life out of all creativity. Ta-da!
Van Helsing, you are too smart for your own good.
Yes. But yes, hey, Stoka's one of my... most dedicated viewers and a very, very generous man. So thank you so much, Stoka. It's very nice of you.
Yes, indeed. Very generous. And then we got Corbin Dallas, who's been here for 24 months. That's 2 years by my count. Thank you for that. And then Pilgrim Media says, with what we know about ESG and DEI, the network's deepest motivation is ideology. That has been proven, and they are not changing.
It's true. And I've got a Disney story about it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there are incremental changes. Like, I think they are well aware that they need to change. I just think it's going to be a matter of fighting with a lot of the creatives and those in power that agree with said creatives. There's the stupid political bullshit.
There's a lot of surface level rhetoric changes, but fundamentally, I think the stuff is just going to sit there unless or until there's actual meaningful consequence on a level that they can't deny. And so far, that's been slow to come unless you're in particular colleges and so on. But it's starting.
That or money gets involved, because that's what made this happen in the first place. Because I'll compare this. Look at what happened with smoking. Do you guys realize why there was so much smoking in movies for years? because the tobacco company would fund the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And send them free cigarettes.
Exactly.
And would be like, make sure your stars are smoking cigarettes in movies.
Yep.
And it's the same fucking thing here. It was the DEI money came in, and until somebody else comes in and gives them other money to fund them for other things, then yeah. So if you want this to change, then a bunch of, religious and conservative groups need to come in and start giving Hollywood a bunch of money. And guess what? You'll get a lot more movies that are more leaning conservative and Christian and all that kind of business. Now, is that something I want? No, not necessarily. I want all this crap out of my movies, period. I don't give a shit if it's left or right. Right? Like, that's the thing is, Paulie shouldn't even be talking about this kind of shit on a morning show like this, because that's what this is about, is entertainment, not fucking, political bullshit. And that's where I'm getting sick of it. Because I signed up for, to talk about fucking Ninja Turtles and nerdy shit, not fucking Trump and Biden and, policies from other countries and trans this and trans that. And,
well, they've injected it. And the only real way it's going to change is if you have regime change at the studios. Because as long as the people who are true believers are at the top, it's not going to go away completely. Or it'll go sub rosa and it'll just come out in weird ways elsewise.
And this is where I said with like the smoking thing, there has to be other money funneled in that's the opposite, basically. Yeah, he wants attention. Because otherwise they're just going to continue down that road because they don't know any better. Right? Even though the money may not be coming in, it's kind of like I was saying with the smoking. It wasn't until everybody went anti-smoking that things started changing in movies, because it went from I'm being funded to smoke this to, I just want to look cool, so I'm Bruce Willis, I'm going to make sure I have a cigarette in my mouth in this scene. Right?
The good sign
that's
is
the difference, right?
Yeah, the really good sign that I'm seeing in a lot of stories I'm reading recently is that having DEI on your work history is now a demerit against your likelihood of being hired in a lot of places. Which I feel, in a way, sorry for people that dedicated their lives to this industry for the last 10, 15 years that maybe really believed it or spent so much time in it that now it's effectively an obsolete vocation. But overall, that's going to be a good thing if the trend keeps going and if people don't just keep hiding the truth of what they're up to. Yeah. Unlike Disney, which is changing its policies here. But.
Mm-hmm. And then ActionCom says, Mike, Jason, Freddy, could we have better names? Well, they're all very memorable names, too. That's the thing.
I like that their names are very simple. I think because the weight of their actions actually adds gravitas and dread to those very simple names.
Well, and there's more to it. It's not just the first names, right? It's Michael Myers. We know both of their names. Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, right? It's that portion of it that makes them, means something more, I think. Yeah.
And they also sound very generic in a way that also suggests anybody could be the psycho. It's not some special guy with it's not Balthazar, Domingo or something. It's Jason. Like, I know a guy named Jason.
Well, and that was just kind of a simple slip of the writer, just like, I knew this kid growing up that I hated. He was a little shit named Josh. And then so Josh was the kid's original name, and then just eventually became Jason. Mm-hmm. Because somebody said, Jason sounds better. Like, that's really all simply what it was. Now, the Freddy part was just whatever. It was the Krueger part that Wes Craven wanted. He wanted a very German-sounding name on purpose.
Very cool.
And Michael Myers just sounds blue collar, just standard,
Sounds like a comic book character, the double.
Well, in a way, yes, because of the MM, but like the Myers name just sounds white America, just standard every day. And that's kind of the whole point of a lot of, especially Elm Street, right? Like, because it's funny, because in the movie Nightmare on Elm Street, guess how many times the name Elm Street's actually mentioned?
None.
0.
Twice.
Because it never was written to take place on Elm Street, but Wes Craven just needed a name. And when they were trying to think of names, guess what street that JFK was shot on? And every town has one. Elm Street. So he's just like, okay, well, and it just had a nice ring to it. He's like, we'll just call it A Nightmare on Elm Street. Because it was just a nightmare or something, or he just couldn't come up with a title. And it was just kind of like, we'll just call it that because it sounds like a nightmare in middle America. Right? Like, that's kind of the whole point was what it was. So, yeah.
I remember in Freddy vs. Jason, they actually name Elm Street. And I was like, huh. Because, like, you don't hear
it. They did in every movie subsequently. But just the first movie, it just never came up before. They never named the street that she lived on. It was never even important. Right. But then in the second film, and because of the name of the title, they started putting that more into it. And then it became the parents of Elm Street that killed him, not just, the parents,
Right.
Yeah. But anyhow, Jason Webster says, how do you support a werewolf's YouTube channel? Like and subscribe. Oh.
That joke can only be written.
So yes, thank you for that, Jason. That was pretty good, actually. Hey, Mikey's in the house. He goes, I am proud to announce my new alliance with ICE, whereby Chato Mexican Iron Man is now a regional lodging facility for smoking hot, illegal, migrant third world D-invader chicks. Mikey, you're getting into borderline human trafficking there, I think. So
borderline.
Oh, wait, hold on. Bring it back, because there's a lot to be said about Mikey's politics. But if you bring it back, at the end of the day, he just wants chicks.
Yeah,
he does. Yes.
No way. No,
he does.
The Puerto Rican ones, the crazier Mikey's credit card bill is at the end of the month.
He told me to avoid them.
Legal citizens, if they'll come on over.
No, Puerto Ricans are American. Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. So
I said legal. Who said Puerto Ricans? I said legal citizens.
No, I did. I'm saying. I'm telling you, Mikey's Achilles heel. It's Puerto Rican.
We're into the show, and we still haven't even got
I
to
can
the show.
tell you from personal experience that his tendencies are more towards hot Jamaican women.
Oh, don't even bring up.
Oh, now they're looking for a home right now.
No, don't even bring up
too soon. Ooh, sorry,
bro. Mercy. Stoka sends in $50 more. He goes, but I'm going to do this as Arnold since he says this. All right, you crazy cats. I got to roll out for a bit. I'll be back. Like Arnold. Thank you, Stoka.
Thank you.
We
again,
appreciate
Stoka.
that. That is very, very generous of you, sir. Awesome. Happy Halloween to you. Hopefully you have a safe one. Thank you. Then Pilgrim Media says Paulie is showing his La Raza stripes at shows. Okay.
La Raza.
Yeah. Mark Field says, well said, Tom. I don't know what I said, but I'm glad I said it well.
Hey, whenever
he said it twice.
A compliment, Tommy. Come on.
I appreciate it. And he said it twice even, not just once, but twice. Thank you, Mark. Wow. I appreciate it.
3 times and it's a lady.
It is. Whoa. Dark King says, was Michael Myers the star of Austin Powers? Yes. That's the other side.
Yes.
He's Canadian.
And
he goes by Michael Myers usually. Yeah, let's not remind people of the Love Guru.
It's the movie that ended his career.
Yeah, it should. He got canceled before getting canceled was a thing because of that fucking movie. It's just like, Mike, this is just too racist. Like, yeah. It was bad. That movie is bad. All right, let's get into some talk about DEI since we have Scribe for a very short time period here. Doctor Who. What's going on with Doctor Who? Somebody cue me in on this because I'm not a Doctor Who fan.
So
but evidently Disney dumped it.
Yes, Disney had a partnership with the BBC for Doctor Who, in which they would partially fund the show and air it on Disney Plus. They were paying out, I believe, about £8 million an episode from the last time I saw Scribe. Am I correct in that?
That sounds right. Yeah,
that's what I remember from my research. And Disney, it was just announced. Now, Disney didn't even make a statement about this, as far as I know. The BBC made a statement about it. Disney dropped them after their 26 episode commitment. And the trades are putting the blame where it belongs, guys. Trump. The trades have decided it's a MAGA problem.
It's the tariffs, I'm sure.
They said it's because it was just too woke for Trump's America. And it's all about like how the ideological shift of Americans and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, it was just it became a bad show. It became a show that was more concerned with preaching than with telling a story. Scribe, I don't know what.
Well, I mean, I think Andre in the video that Midnight's Edge put out the other day said it pretty much the best. It was aiming for the modern audience, and it found the modern audience, except the modern audience is not big enough to sustain a show with that kind of expenditure. So there was no audience, or not one that could keep it justifying keeping it on the air. And then you had the star, Cutie, whatever you say, retiring at 32 because it was too tiring. It was too stressful. And like,
I'm getting old. You know, my back.
I'm getting too old for this shit. You know, of all 2 seasons of gallivanting around and being exactly the way I want to be. So
and crying
a lot. Oh, the tears.
So strange. I mean, is Deadline pretending that Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who didn't exist before Disney got involved? I mean, I think
everybody
we've all seen the trajectory for years. Mm-hmm. And Cutie And Russell T, with their little romantic flirtation with the Doctor Who dress-up show, no one wanted it. That's it. It's all there is to it. And if the Doctor Who fandom, are they trying to say that the Doctor Who fandom is mostly MAGA now? Come on.
But no, they just want to blame it on Trump any way they can,
right.
basically.
Blame Trump.
That's what all these Hollywood liberal, Hollywood media are spewing anytime. I mean, it's everywhere. That everything is the MAGA's fault. Don't you guys know that?
I'm seeing it.
Okay, the reason why Rachel Ziegler, and Snow White failed, MAGA. Disney, Doctor Who failed, MAGA. Come on, guys, get with it.
Now, the thing that the one thing not to take this as a sign of is that Disney is finding out from effing around by dropping this, because they're not dropping DEI. Disney, in the last couple of weeks, they had their Global Belonging Week, because Disney is going the route of a lot of companies, and they're dropping the words diversity and oftentimes equity, and they're leaning into inclusion and belonging as their new buzzwords for delivering the same stuff. They were having staffers are having like voluntary live streams to promote this new idea. So yeah, no, this as far as I can tell, it was purely a financial decision, which is what should be driving most of this stuff off people's plates in the first place, is that there's no profit in DEI, there's no profit in being woke and just catering to a tiny, tiny fragment of a political ideology. But yet Disney is still, as I said, they're still stuck in. They might be changing some of the window dressing, but it's all the same behind the scenes.
Well, they call it belonging because they lost it on their way to Tangiers on their flight.
Well, they see DEI, belonging was added to the DEI litany around about 2018 or so, because it used to be diversity programs, then it was D&I programs, then they added equity, then they changed it to JEDI for justice, and they made it justice, equity, diversity, inclusion. But then Scientific American said that sounds a bit too corporate and it ties itself to the Star Wars universe. So then they added belonging, and every time that they add a letter to this thing, it's like someone trying to tack on a new PhD to their title. It's like, I'm not only a master of diversity, equity, and inclusion, I'm also a master of belonging. And I say so because I have this B at the end of my title. They really tried to hammer this belonging stuff from 2018 through about 2022, and then it died off for a bit. Now it's making a comeback because now that Trump has effectively vilified the words diversity, equity, and inclusion through his executive orders, they're retreating to words they can use that are still within the litany that haven't been tainted completely yet. And it sounds very welcoming. Well, we promote belonging. It just encompasses all these other concepts. That's it. And so Disney is still true to they're still dyed in the wool on this.
Well, it's still on the woke train.
Yes.
That woke is supposed to be about inclusion and gentleness and not hurting people and all these good, wonderful things.
All while being an obnoxious.
Yeah, but all those words now are from the domain of 1984, right? These are buzzwords that actually mean the other.
It's newspeak.
Of what they mean, right?
Yeah, no, there's been a sociological shift in the definitions of those words that I don't think can be easily reversed. Because anytime you see, even there was a story I read where a company put in their mission statement or something, we're promoting a diverse and inclusive this, that, and the other. They had their federal money pulled just for having the language, as far as I know. There might be other things. And it's purportedly not actually having any programs that did anything discriminatory. Just that alone. And this is a problem that's going to become more a bigger problem as time goes on. If you start penalizing vocabulary rather than actual policy or action, then you start getting into some really sketchy territory with First Amendment issues and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it really is, what are the companies doing? Disney is changing the deck chairs on the Titanic. but what's going on in the engine room? The question is, are they still using discriminatory policies in hiring, in recruitment? Are they still filtering out creative talent on the basis of their lived experience and so on? That's where the rubber meets the road. So as long as they keep this veneer of, oh, well, we're not really dropping the ideology, then everything they do is suspect. This is why you need to have a complete regime change, and you need to have some kind of regular audit for compliance with law. And the showing from the company that they understand they've been doing it wrong for the last 10 years and that we've learned our lesson. This might give you hope that they dropped Doctor Who, but I have a feeling that this is purely financial. If they're blaming it on Trump, they're not taking responsibility for their own mistakes.
It's got to be a financial decision. The show hit the lowest ratings in 60 years that this show has been on the air. I mean, it is a collapse like you've never seen before. It is an absolute implosion of this. And Disney has no problem with the divisive politics of it all. I mean, Disney was the company that created the Stories Matter department, which was literally the company that was involved with looking at every old movie, every theme park attraction, and being like, how can we update this for a modern audience? They do not care. All they care about was the fact that nobody was watching it. And it had become a prestige blow as well for them because the show was just so deeply unpopular.
Yeah, and it showcased everything they wanted Disney to become, and what the real dyed-in-the-wools in Disney wanted to have as their flagship kind of success, but it just didn't. But unless or until Disney in some way makes a public mea culpa to these mistakes, if they keep trying to shift the blame over to, oh, it's the racist MAGA crowd that made our show fail, it's not going to change.
Oh no! Listen, we're not even at the point of blame. We're past the point of blame. This is just drive-by shooting accusation because they're lazy.
It's just an excuse. It's an excuse. Look, it's a religion. They're not going to change their religion, whether the tithing is up or whether the tithing is down. They are not doing this for money. That is the key. I think that there may have been people inside the organization that thought, well, okay, so they were convinced by the religious zealots that this is how we make more money. Mm-hmm. But this is a religion for them. That's why it's not going to change. That's why until someone comes in like a Perlmutter or a Zaslav or somebody like that, that's not going to change. Disney got out of this because from what I understood, Marvin, I could be wrong, I thought it was only a 2-year deal from the beginning. Right?
It was a 26 episode, so 2-season long deal, and they are not renewing it.
They're not renewing it, which is, it's kind of like, hey, it's just not working out for us. We're not interested in extending it.
Yeah,
right?
they weren't able to just drop it like in the middle of the deal. They had to let the 26 episodes play
out. Regardless, I think the problem here isn't so much that they didn't pick up the deal. The problem is that the optics around it, and I can't remember the name of the individual, but they flat out said that the show's in the worst shape it's ever been, for instance. And then even before this news came down, I remember there was talks of, whether or not the show was going to continue at all, let alone the Disney side of it, because that was kind of the hint, was that the Disney money was the only thing keeping it afloat at this point, where they have destroyed what was arguably one of the most successful shows in BBC's history, right? Like, I mean, look, I'm not a Doctor Who fan. I've never been like majorly into it. I've seen a bunch of random episodes here and there on PBS, so I can't speak to the show itself. But I do know that it has this cultural, impact that is on the level of, say, Star Trek, right, or something like that. To where had being the operative word now, and they actually revived it. This is one of those few franchises where it had stayed dormant for almost 2 fucking decades. People forget this. Almost 2 decades they didn't have any Doctor Who. And then all of a sudden they revived it, and it was probably bigger than it ever was before. Because not only did you have the original fans, you had they actually managed to pull in what a lot of these franchises have been trying to do for years now, a brand fucking new fan base. And what did you do? Not only did you piss in the face of the old fan base, you told the new fan base that all that shit you liked was garbage, and this new stuff is what you're supposed to like now, just like every other franchise. But what I've seen out of Doctor Who, not even knowing that much about the franchise itself, just a very surface level knowledge, is they totally went against, like, it was almost like they told fucking Star Trek and everybody else to hold their Bud Light. they went so fucking far in the pink in this bitch. Like they were like, we're going so far, like, and they told their audience basically, fuck you, you're a racist, misogynistic bastard if you don't like this shit. Like they flat out did it, and it's like, oh well, what happened? You lost your entire audience. I don't even think I've ever seen. I mean, maybe this might be the worst one.
So,
right? Like,
Tom,
as far as losing their audience.
What do you mean Doctor Who went on hiatus for 2 decades? No, it didn't.
16 years it was off the air. They didn't do
it. The last one was in 2022. There was a special.
Between 89 and 2002, 2003, whenever it was when Eccleston took over.
When they brought it back in the early aughts. Yeah.
There was like a TV movie in 89, and then there was nothing until the early 2000s, and then that's when he had Eccleston.
No, I thought you meant between the Jodie Whittaker version.
No. I meant we're talking about like, see, they had a point. My point was, Paul, is that there was a time when Doctor Who was non-existent, right? Like for 16 years, there was nothing. And then all of a sudden they brought him back. And like my point was, it was probably bigger than it ever was before that. So they managed to do back in the early aughts what all these studios and IPs have been trying to do for the past 5 to 10 years by not only bringing back the old audience, but bringing in a new one. And they just totally pissed all over that. They were one of the few that successfully had done it.
I can add on to what Tom was.
Real quick, sorry, Polly. I got to split. guys, unfortunately. So I just want to say
well, thank you.
Go suck some blood.
Thank you for being here, Scribe. We appreciate it. We don't get to see you so often in the morning.
Yes, but happy Halloween,
now
everybody.
that you're a vampire and shit.
Yeah, well, I have this because I had a special Halloween episode of Ted Excellence last night, where we learned 6 ways to defang your vampires. And I put a lot of production into that. Oh boy, I made a special little opening thing for it. I had a guest on who's also a vampire. I dressed up like this. Dog Cat Fox made an appearance because he's here with me now in reality.
I need coffee.
Yeah, and so...
I'll join you, Polly.
That's great, Scribe.
I know. Anyway, so if you want to watch some very bizarre professor talking about how to defang vampires and give you a book club lesson.
Is that anything like neutering or spading your pets?
Maybe. She was so abstract about what she was talking about. Throughout the entire thing, I was begging for, please, just give me an example of what you mean.
You can keep a vampire as a pet. You just need to defang them.
Pretty much. But either way, everybody have a happy Halloween, safe Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Check your apples for razor blades and all that fun stuff, and keep those.
I'll get one.
Yeah, razor blades, man.
Don't take apples. Don't even do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who gives you like that? Is some cheap ass shit. Whoever gives you. Actually, apples are kind of expensive now.
People used to get pennies. We used to get pennies from some houses.
Eggs. If you don't throw eggs at the houses, eggs are at a premium right now. Okay, but Tom, Polly, Marvin, Chris, Paul, and Andre in absentia, and everybody have a good. Everybody have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys whenever I can show up again. So,
see you, Scribe.
Goodbye. Adios.
Take care.
Farewell.
And on the Doctor Who point, John Yulden says they dumped Doctor Who after the first Gatwa episode.
We're probably like, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Yeah, Shooty Gatwa.
I was just going to add to it is that I'm like with Tom in regards to not being a huge at all Doctor Who fan, but I was always aware of it, and I was always aware of the fans ever since Star Wars 80s. It's like, wow, this has a huge following. Anyways, I did see some of the series and the aughts, and then I gave this new one a shot. It's just awful. It was garbage, man. So I just did the best thing I could do, was just not watch any of it again.
Well, and they had really, during the Jodie Whittaker seasons, they had ticked off every classic fan because they changed the core origin of the Doctor. So now William Hartnell, the first Doctor, is no longer the first Doctor. No, the first Doctor was a like black female teenager or something like that. It was crazy. Like they completely undid 50 something years of history.
Oh, I thought they were fixing history. I thought they were writing history. It made no sense.
I was actually excited for Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. I'm like, oh, cool. Because we were coming off of like a real good string of David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. I was like, yeah, let's see what a lady can do in this. And they didn't make her the Doctor. They just made everything was about being a woman and being gay. Like that was all they did.
What's sad is they actually turned down an actual black woman to play the doctor. I know some of the people on the panel might know this, but I don't know if everybody does. Because Whoopi Goldberg was such a big fan that she lobbied to be the doctor back in the day, and they told her no. Yeah. Now, I mean, I get it. Probably the main reason was probably because she was not British, but I mean...
Yeah, I'm more offended by her being American.
Like, yeah, I was going to say, but I mean, can you imagine, like, had Whoopi Goldberg played the doctor? That'd have been interesting, I guess. But, I mean, she's a sci-fi fan. We know that because, you know, Star Trek The Next Generation. So, I mean, as jokey we can be about it, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that she couldn't have pulled something off there with it. It would have been possibly interesting. Could have been a goofier, funnier doctor, perhaps. But the Jodie Whittaker thing just came off as pandering at the end of the day. That's the problem. It wasn't because of any reason other than to have a woman, right? That was it, right?
Everyone I remember was intrigued and interested, and no one objected to the idea of a female Doctor Who, but it should have been Emma Peel, not a bag lady.
Yeah.
So if they had, you know, if you think of all the guys, they always had, you know, clownish outfits, and they were very distinctive, and she just went for the beigest Doctor Who ever. Like, why wouldn't you at least follow on the previous Doctor Who's who had interesting outfits, and there was nothing, and her companions have always been important in Doctor Who, and she had the worst companions up to that point, which was not necessarily her fault, but the stories were terrible, and they got into all the feminism stuff, and
every villain was a white man.
Yeah.
Instead of aliens.
And they are, though, you know, so, you know.
Yeah. But
that's
again, that's just lazy writing.
Yes.
What you want to do is ignore the fact that she's a woman and get her to do Doctor Who stuff. Again,
I've been waiting for her to have one of those speeches.
Like I said, if it was an Emma Peel style to begin, if your first woman is more like a woman who can wear a really good leather catsuit, then you're going to at least bring the guys, continue the guys on board.
Yes.
They're going to, you know, keep that audience. Instead, again, you had this, you know, bag lady in this beige outfit, and I guess she's an okay actress, but they didn't give her, you know, much to do. But on the other hand, she celebrated the dullness of the character, you know, in her stupid comments also.
I want Elizabeth Hurley.
Virtue signaling actors, but I gotta go.
I think we're all gonna go here because that's pretty much the topics for the day. I think we covered most of them.
Oh man.
So we'll let Paul lead us out of here. What do you got going on, Paul? You got a TV guide coming up for me anytime soon?
Yes, I'm in the middle of that. And again,
time.
Please. Well, you know, it'll be up before the end of the winter. Leave me alone. Fuck off. So,
if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't get them done. And then you tell me like,
no, I've been working
me
on
every
this
time.
This was prior to you pressing me. I've been working on this one, 1990.
Well, I know, but I feel like my efforts in pushing you
have
helped make that show.
Just give him that.
Okay, you can have it.
Fuck.
Well, I remember one time he come on here and said that it was one of his more popular shows, and I'm like, you're welcome, because I keep giving you shit to do more.
It's my least popular show.
No, I thought you said it was your most popular.
No, least.
I have revisionist history, and I don't give a shit what you said.
I get about 5,000 views.
Nice.
So, but I don't mind.
Yeah. It's your most popular videos. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, compared to yours, yes.
Oh, this is true. Yes, this is very true. But I do a video like once a year, so.
Yeah, I do need to put them out more often. I got another decade's worth to do.
I got a new car to pay for, so maybe I will start doing some screaming in car videos. Just like
there you go. There you go. But I'll
start showing your toes, man.
So
that's
we'll
for
talk to you
OnlyFans.
Later, and depending on what happens tonight, we'll text each other, Paulie.
Go Dodgers, baby.
Oh, I thought that was a sex thing.
Game.
No,
my
I'm
heart
disappointed.
can't handle it. See you later, everyone. Have a happy
take care.
Halloween.
The other night, I went to a movie. I couldn't finish watching that ball game. No, my anxiety was so bad.
Oh yeah, the anxiety level's too high.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Love you, Paulie.
Take care,
man. Take care, brother.
Chris, what you got going on?
Just the usual shenanigans over at Bleeding Ghoul. Right now, the top of the top story, even though I just found out from our tech people that we're under attack. So the site might look a little strange to you, but I don't know if you guys heard, but Miramax is bringing Monster Mash as a family-friendly animated movie like Hotel Transylvania. So everybody knows the old Monster Mash song. So it's basically written.
I know every word.
Yeah, Universal was going to do something, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, but Miramax.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't had a half a dozen.
I am too.
For some reason, my brain, we had one in the 80s based on it, but I don't know.
Well, there's been so many neat little animated things,
Yeah.
and we referenced that in the article, or I referenced that in the article, the ubiquitous Royal We. But that's
kind of a callback. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I do. I like it too. So that's at the top of bleedingfool.com. There's also a little story about comic book writer Jason Aaron and basically how he took your beloved Ninja Turtles and turned it into a left-wing op-ed in the comics. So check it out, bleedingfool.com or at bleedingfool on X or at Chris Brawley on X. Always a huge fun. Oh, and by the way, I might have mentioned this briefly, but go to Bronze Star Comic and you can see our new Weird Western publishing venture.
Yes, I forgot to bring that up for this morning. Yes,
it's all good. We can do it next week.
Yes,
but
indeed.
It's all there, folks. Had a great time. I love dressing up. I think somebody told me I was a circus strongman, so I took the hat off.
That works too. You do. You look like a circus strongman.
I need that, or maybe some armbands, and I could be a barber shop.
Now you just need those barbells. Yeah,
a tighter shirt with the Waldo stripes
and some shorts.
Yeah.
Or prison stripes might be better.
Yes. Thank you, Chris, for being here. We appreciate it. And Paulie, what you got going on? You got a show today or anything coming up?
Later on tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna watch Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, nice.
So the next, like what I'm doing on Fridays once a month is on Fridays the same time. We'll be watching different movies. So this is for the season. You guys voted. Got over 200 votes. I wanted Silver Bullet to win because I had never seen Silver Bullet, Tom.
Oh, love the werewolf.
It's an all right movie,
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
the werewolf sucks in it.
Does it?
It does. I totally agree.
Yeah.
The graphic novel or the illustrations in the book were so much better.
And it's one of those movies where it has a twist, but the twist is so fucking obvious.
Oh, you
from
know
the
it.
start.
The
Like,
first moment.
yeah.
And I'm not a big Corey
seen-
Haim in a wheelchair. I don't know.
Seen the '99 Tim Burton Johnny Depp.
You should
Sleepy
see
Hollow.
it.
That's
Gary
the one I'm
Busey
playing
is-
tonight. That's what I'm playing.
Gary
tonight.
Busey is the best part of Silver Bullet, and he should have played the werewolf. Just no makeup at all.
100%.
Like, I'm a fucking werewolf. Yeah.
Yeah. I would
I'm
just
still
like to
gonna
see the
watch it.
transformation. Yeah.
I'm still gonna
Want to
watch.
see me transform?
We've been
Maybe
watching
him
bad
and
horror
Nick
films. the
Nolte
last
could
couple
both be battling werewolves or something.
I'm a werewolf, and I'm gonna kick your ass. Anybody know what this guy's saying? I'm gonna kiss him on the lips.
Whoa.
Fucking Gary Busey's crazy. He's a national treasure, though.
Has anyone here seen Clown in a Cornfield?
No, but everybody keeps talking about it, so it must be all right.
We fell asleep.
I'm not
it was all right.
I'm not a big on clown horror in general, but
It was definitely better than what we thought it would be, but still.
everybody keeps talking about the first episode of the It Dairy show being pretty good. So
That's interesting because I think the horror side of it's really good, but then I just hope it just doesn't lean into the racial and those
I've heard
storylines.
rumors that it might. So we'll see.
Yeah, because there's 3 different storylines in there, right? There's the Jewish family, the Black family, and the Native Americans.
And what sucks is I don't remember that ever being a big deal in the book
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. I mean, even though there were certain time periods, like I don't even remember. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I see that book is so unreadable. That's the problem.
Well,
I don't
the
even
first
remember the
episode's
one.
I'm just saying that there's storylines that I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, no, I know. I mean, they bring up the gay stuff in the book because there is a character that's gay that gets killed. But then as far as like the racial stuff, I'm trying to remember, do they have much racial stuff in there with one kid?
Bill Preston Esquire saying racism was a theme in the original novel. Okay.
Was it? Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember if it was or not, but yeah.
And the casting's great. And so I was very entertained with the first pilot episode.
Honestly, my only problem with it is Pennywise. Like, and it's not even Bill Skarsgård. I have nothing against him. It's the fact that Andy Muschietti seemed to misunderstand what Pennywise was. He's supposed to look like an alluring, funny clown until he gets the kids close, and then he scares the shit out of them because that's what makes him taste better. Like, that even says that in the novel, right? That I remember, and that's like the whole thing. Even Tim Curry's version, he's funny and goofy until he gets Georgie close in the beginning, and then he starts turning into a jerk. And other times he's always goofing around until he's trying to be scary, because that's what Pennywise is his whole thing is he scares kids on purpose to make them tenderized.
Well, this is like before Pennywise.
Yeah, I know, but like in the movie, like why would George even get close to that fucking clown to begin with?
No,
right? Because he's already looks crusty and nasty. He's like, oh, Georgie, come here. It's like, I wouldn't go near that shit. In the novel and in the original story, like he tells you, like Georgie comes up because he hears Pennywise, and Pennywise like we're stuck down here because the storm washed the circus down here, and Georgie could smell the popcorn and cotton candy, and Pennywise just looked like a normal clown until he got close and grabbed his arm, and that's when he turned into it, right? Like that was the whole thing, like yeah. So I love what Tim Curry said about that, though. He goes, "I didn't need fucking CGI to do what I did." That's what
he was king. He's king, man. He's king. But I mean, again, it's like, where's it gonna go? And then Muschietti, he does the creatures really well, the shock real well, the very shocking opening scene in the first episode, very rated R, not family, like whoa. And so that I really like. We really like that.
Packing Protons has an interesting question. If Paramount buys Warner Brothers, could the TMNT join the DCU?
Ooh.
I guess for all intent and purpose. Yeah.
Batman.
I mean, officially, I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure you could do plenty of crossover stuff like the Batman TMNT thing. I think it would be smart to do something like that. Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, I'm sure there's licenses and stuff that are involved with the comic book side of it that maybe like TMNT itself may never be published under a DC comic outside of a Batman one. But as far as the movie and television goes, as long as there's no rights issues getting in the way of it outside of, like licenses, then I don't see why not. So that's the thing most people just don't understand is sometimes even though a company owns both IPs, sometimes they're licensed out to different companies. But like,
wait a minute. What if that happens and then they get Zack Snyder to do TMT?
That's the show, folks. See you later. Yeah, no, actually, there was a point where I actually said as long as he had the script and he was not allowed to deviate whatsoever from said script, and you just say, Zach, shoot this movie, Zach would be able to shoot a very good looking Ninja Turtle.
Oh, it'll look great.
It would look amazing, but I don't want him to touch the fucking story. I don't want him to do anything like that. Yeah. Maybe even not even touch the casting. Because he's like 50-50 on casting too. So like,
he can shoot it in slow motion, and then the editors will just speed it up.
We get nunchucking for 30 minutes.
But it's he's part of this generation. Him, Gunn, Matt Reeves. They're just so self-absorbed into what they're doing.
Yeah. And, unfortunately.
And I like Gunn, but he's getting to be too much right now, Tom. It's just.
Well, we'll see how this rolls. It's up to him to kind of make this work. I've been hearing interesting things about Supergirl, so I don't know if you've heard anything.
But, a Peacemaker 2, season 2 was just absolute dog shit. I'm sorry.
I didn't mind it as much, but I understand people like Peacemaker's his little side piece, right? Supergirl, on the other hand, I heard it tested pretty well internally. They're doing more shoots. The reshoots are to put more Lobo in, I guess.
Lobo and Superman, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about Superman, but yeah, I did hear about Lobo. So yeah.
Well, he's a very likable Superman now. It's kind of established, which is good.
Well, and again, it depends on what circles you're in and talk to, and you'll see the difference. And Joe Pat 87 says, expect a slow weekend box office wise. Halloween on Friday is usually a curse. even more so these days. Reissue like Back to the Future Rain. Maybe. I think they're even releasing like Halloween 2 or something like that in theaters again, and some other ones. Horror films generally do well, but it depends on if there's something good out.
He's right. You know, this weekend, that's the weekend of reissues and of trying to find. This should have been a slam dunk for Netflix and Frankenstein. The fact that it's in limited release Halloween weekend, that's a joke.
Because they hate theatrical release. They hate that they have to do it to get considered
it's so
for award.
weird though, because I went and took my buddy for a second showing to Frankenstein at the Netflix. They bought the Egyptian theater 4 years ago and they restored it in Hollywood, and it is state of the art. It's gorgeous. 35 millimeter print. Tommy was awesome. And they know how to treat their patrons, and we walked out. They were giving us the Frankenstein posters. I guess long story short is that why you guys know what you have here, like between this and K-pop Demon Hunters. Tom and Andre have talked about it. Why are you fighting this? Why are you fighting this? It's like, again, you could just be making millions, and then okay, 2 weeks it's on Netflix, guys.
I think we're about to see a shift in Netflix, especially if this Warner news is true. If it's not just a Fugazi rumor, then it does kind of make me think that what I said earlier this last week or whatever is kind of true, and that they are kind of rethinking this whole idea of keeping away from theaters. But,
really fast, someone in the chat saying you're talking about a Netflix movie. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But when you're having your auteur director defy you and telling people to go see his movie in a theater, that should have been talked about in part of the marketing a year ago, right? And this has become a movement where it's opened up in more theaters now. And there's an actual website dedicated to screenings of Frankenstein in theaters. So that's all I'm saying. You should have just let Guillermo cook with this one, and the box office is going to suffer, just like someone had said. There's some big re-releases, Back to the Future, and then another big Indian movie from 10 years ago got an IMAX cut. And that's going to make millions, but it's pretty sad.
Yeah, and speaking of releases on Halloween, Joe Pat recalls that Brother Bear opened on Saturday, and I don't think that movie did all that great in the theaters. Should have been a summer release anyway. And then Glade Ribbon says, "Happy Halloween! Got to use my member chat before it's too late." Indeed, and hopefully we'll have a member stream. I was hoping this weekend, but maybe this next week. We'll find out here. But with that, it's time for us to check out. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a happy and safe Halloween. And as Andre says, it is time for Koalas in the
Koalas in the rain. Koalas in the rain. No fucks given. Koala, koala. Koalas in the rain. Koalas in the rain. No fucks given.